Once we have our dry oil, and this is done and dried at 100 degrees C, we'll let this cool down for a couple hours to about 50 C. Then we'll forward it over this hose here into our reactor. Once it's in our reactor, we can add our methanol and catalyst to our reactor, and we have an inlet at this point here. So we have our oil, we now have our reactor full of oil, and then we add our catalyst in here, and we're going to recirculate the oil and chemicals.
And what is the catalyst?
The catalyst is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, and our alcohol is methanol. So once we have it in our reactor, we're going to recirculate. We have heating here in case we need to add more heat, but we want to keep this at 55 degrees Celsius. We have a heater control here, the thermostat control for our reactor, and what we'll be doing here is pulling off any vapors that are going to flash off with methanol, and we can hit the switch and we'll see our condenser.
Hit the switch there.
And that condenser will condense any methanol vapor and return it to our collection pot for reuse for the next batch. This will be our site gauge to know our level of our reactor. We have temperature of fluid in here and temperature of the process controlled there for the heater.
Tell us what this little...
This is an inline or static mixer. It will mix our oil and our chemicals together as it goes through our processor, as we recirculate. After it's processed, about 2 hours of mixing, and we come out and into our wash tanks, or settling tanks in this case. Settling tanks, we will leave the biodiesel in here for 8 hours, and we'll see our separation layer of glycerin, and we can drain that off of these two valves, and we hold that for recovery, and we forward our biodiesel up through this tube and into our wash tanks, where we have our two aquarium pump bubblers. We add our 1/3 water for each wash, and we will bubble our water through our fuel, and that will wash the water, wash the impurities out of the fuel with the water. And inside of these tanks, you have a standpipe, so you'll have water at 20 to 30 liters of water in these tanks, and the pipe will let the biodiesel come through and out. These two,
taking any water.
Without letting water through, out these two valves here, and the far two valves, the two far valves here are for any water that we can drain after we've drained our biodiesel out. So when we change our wash water, we drain through here, we run our biodiesel through here.
So at this point, it's full diesel.
It's been full biodiesel.
Full biodiesel.
And it's washed 3 times in here with our bubblers and our water.
And then you might have a little bit of water left in that, right?
That's right.
So we go to
our dry tank.
Dry tank, and this is just the same as what we started with.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep. So we've got 2 dryer tanks.
2 heating elements, 2 kilowatt heating elements, heating temperature control, and we have our shower heads in here. Look at those. And that again will evaporate off water as we recirculate and heat.
And then from here,
we go out.
Goes out to our completed barrels. And then before it leaves, here it goes through one final stage. What else would these do?
So this is a water block filter. It's a 10 micron filter. It'll move any water that's left. There shouldn't be any, but this is a precautionary filter. And this is a final polishing filter at 5 microns and out to our heaters or vehicles or further storage.
And there we have it. Well, thank you very much, Darnell.
Very welcome.